And this one, I guess, Coach, in some ways maybe a little more uneven than the performance against Tennessee Martin, but certainly some very good moments again.
Yeah, I thought other than the last 5-15 of the first half, we played pretty good basketball. It was a little bit disjointed in the second half, but early on to build that 27-point lead or whatever it was pretty impressive. This is a good basketball team. I watched a lot of film on them. Being from that conference previously, I understand, the best team in that league can go on the road and beat anybody. And they were the best team last year. They won it and got a lot of good players back. Our defense on Perez was a key tonight. 1 for 10. He's the preseason player of the year.
And certainly that was a couple of guys, but Jamarius Burton took on some of that role, and he was just tremendous again in terms of his all-around contribution.
Yeah, he was he's blowing stuff for us because that's an indication that he didn't practice, for better part of, I'd say with the 2 deals, the ankle and the teeth, probably 2.5, 3 weeks total. So that's not like him. I mean, he's a tremendous basketball player and he's a smart player, but he's blowing a lot of our stuff. So we got to get him more practice time without beating him up in physically, because he's got to be a little sharper. But man, I thought his move at the end of the game where he went left and finished in transition was a big time move. So he leads us in scoring again with Morris Udeze, 2 sophomores, and between them they go 11 for 16 from the field. And again, Jamarius Burton 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. I'm so happy to see his all that work pay off.
To the end of the first half, they had 2 drives and dishes and found open men close to the basket. And then they had 6 points in the paint by halftime. You cut that off in the second half. They didn't get any points in the paint in the second half.
Yeah, we were a little handsy and ratty because they were getting in there, but we were getting hands on the ball or whatever. I guess our size maybe caused them a little trouble because I thought their guards were doing a very good job of penetrating, and they shot the basketball tremendously well. And we were getting beat off the bounce, and they were spraying it as they got into the paint. So when a team shoots 52.5% from 3 and you still can walk out of there with a 22-point lead and empty the bench with 2:15 to go, it's pretty good. And that's a good team. And again, it's we're going to play better teams this year probably, but that's a really good team, and they had our full and undivided attention. And now we've got one more to end this homestand on a 5-0. South Carolina lost tonight in this very format. They lost the campus game of the Cancun Challenge to Boston University.
And you mentioned Mo sharing the scoring lead, and certainly he's another one that worked on his offensive game, since last season, coming back from shoulder surgery. But you can just see a sense of confidence with him. He wants the ball on the block and is aggressive in there and looking for shots and finishing when he gets it around the basket.
Who are you talking about?
Mo.
Mo's playing well, and tonight he didn't really get in too much foul trouble, which was awesome. He only had the one personal foul. Tonight it was Poor Bear that couldn't play without fouling tonight. So thank goodness with Jamie out, we've got all 3 of them, and all of them had their moments. So it's a good win. I'm just glad it's over. You gotta, you have to win these games. You pay these people a check, and you have to win. And Gardner-Webb, just like Texas Southern, won 2 of those games last year over Georgia Tech and Wake Forest.
When the lead dwindled at the beginning of the second half down to 13, Burton did a good job, but Eric Stevenson sure stepped up.
Eric Stevenson's playing the best basketball since he's been here. He's not forcing things. He should have given it up right there late in the end of the game. We were doing a dribble drive offense, and he dribbled into traffic and got tied up. But I think other than that, that was just only 2 turnovers maybe. If they gave him a turnover because it was a jump ball, it might have gone back to us. But he's waiting for the game to come to him. He's no longer forcing it. He's really communicating well, hustling all over the place. I mean, twice he goes into the stands. I asked him if he's all right. He said he's fine. And so he and JB and Dex, having the experience and the know-how of our system, for them just to play at ease and real confidently is a blessing.
Well, certainly encouraging signs. You got one more, as you said, before you go to Cancun, and Oral Roberts coming in on Saturday.
Yeah, and then we find out about Jaime tomorrow as well. I mean, it's a possibility that he could be, Saturday will be 4 weeks.
Well, he was shooting.
Yeah, he's conditioned. He's really hungry about getting back, and he's missed 4 games now, so that's plus the exhibition. But 4 games of his senior year. We don't want to rush him. We want that hand to heal completely because he's going to play for pay one day. But I just, man, I'd love to have him back because he's a difference maker for us.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate
thank you,
your
guys.
time. Shocker head coach Gregg Marshall, presented by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.